He thinks that lawmakers are smarter than you, that lawmakers can make better decisions for you than you can make for yourself. This segment is brought to you by Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Some patients, like me, can lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free 15-minute consultation today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Politicians think they're smarter than you, and don't take it from me, some of them are actually admitting it. So I've said that I think the initiative process is the first thing in peril. If Democrats achieve a supermajority in Olympia, they're going to find a way to get that done. They've already rendered our right to referendum completely obsolete, because what they do is they attach an emergency clause onto the end of bills that they know are so controversial that voters might seek to put them through a referendum. And you cannot referendum a bill that had an emergency clause attached to the end of it. So that's why they attach an emergency clause onto bills that aren't an emergency. So the referendum process is useless. So we just have the constitutionally protected process of the initiative. But Democrats have been attacking it aggressively, especially during this Let's Go Washington effort. So not a surprise that you have Democrats that come out and say, hey, I don't support these initiatives. I'm going to vote no on them. That was the case for Ryan Mello. So there was a candidate form in the race for Pierce County Executive. Ryan Mello, a progressive Seattle type Democrat, is running against Kelly Chambers, a Republican who's currently a representative in the state legislature. So they were asked about their level of support for the 4 initiatives that voters will be voting on in November. Here's what Ryan Mello said.
Do you support or oppose the initiatives on the ballot this November? And how do you think they affect businesses?
Look, I oppose these initiatives because I don't particularly like making law based on initiative. It's not a way to have a lot of give and take, and I think the legislative process is a better process to make law.
I don't support making laws via initiative. I think the legislative process is a better process to make law. He thinks that lawmakers are smarter than you, that lawmakers can make better decisions for you than you can make for yourself. Which is interesting because there are some very progressive now laws in Washington that were won via the initiative process. I wonder if Ryan Mello doesn't support the gun control initiative that was passed a few years ago that progressives were all excited about. I wonder if Ryan Mello, since he doesn't like the initiative process, has a problem with Washington state's abortion protections, which were passed via voter initiative. Or could it be more likely that Ryan Mello just doesn't like initiatives that are brought about by Republicans or that he doesn't agree with? But the initiatives he supports ideologically, those are fine. Of course, those are becoming more and more rare. Really, the only people who seek to use the initiative process these days are people who aren't happy with what's happening in Olympia. So those are naturally going to be Republicans and conservatives and maybe moderates who feel like they're completely left out of decision-making in Olympia, because they are. Because you have one party in power that's increasingly going to the left. They're pushing through basically any policy they want at this point. So they don't need an initiative process anymore. But it's the people who are in the minority who do. And Ryan Mello doesn't like that. Well, I don't like those people in the minority pushing back, gathering more than 1 million signatures to tell us in Olympia on our high tower, on our high horse, what we should be doing. I can't believe he actually said that. I cannot believe he actually said that. Nicole, can you play that clip one more time?
Do you support or oppose the initiatives on the ballot this November? And how do you think they affect businesses?
Look, I oppose these initiatives because I don't particularly like making law based on initiative. It's not a way to have a lot of give and take, and I think the legislative process is a better process to make law.
Yeah, and he gets into this whole waxing poetic about, we can be bipartisan. Actually, I got the second clip of it. Let's play it.
Making, you can make better law when you're able to hear from stakeholders, bring stakeholders together to really work through the many kinks and implementation steps that are identified in any law that you are trying to create. So I'm a person that really enjoys the bringing different people together who think.
Watch the look on Kelly's face here.
In order to work on tough challenges. I will not be supporting these initiatives. I don't think they are the right ways to move Washington forward. We need the revenues in one of the cases, especially to fund childcare and our K-12 education system and higher education, which is really significant to the future of our business community to have a well-educated workforce. For folks who are ready to roll their sleeves and work here in Pierce County and Washington State and be productive community members.
Kelly Shaver was just smirking at the end because she knows. Did he really just say that? But I think it's interesting that he says, I don't support the initiatives. We can make better decisions through the legislative process. And then he says, because I really want to bring stakeholders in. Yeah, I really want to hear voices. I don't know, stakeholders like the voters? Are the voters? Do the voters not count as stakeholders? I mean, that's like the biggest stakeholder, right? They are the ultimate stakeholder, the people you serve. No, you just want your party to be able to push through its agenda completely unchecked, which is coming very, very close to being able to do if they reach supermajorities, veto-proof majorities, etc. And they'll just get rid of this initiative process that people like Ryan Mello dislike so much. Pierce County voters, I cannot imagine. You really want a Seattle-type progressive Democrat who says he doesn't want voters weighing in on bills at Olympia? You really want that to be your next Pierce County executive? Ryan Mello. Ryan, hell no.